Rugby is a game in which the object is to carry the ball over the opponent's goal line and force it to the ground. Here are some examples. An individual player uses his speed and agility to carry the ball forward and score.
Line now, but the Italians have pinched it, and the big fella's away. Bergamasco, the flat forward. Oh, what a wonderful run that is! That is one of the great tries by a flank forward.
Members of a team can pass the ball between themselves. Only the ball carrier can be tackled, so by passing, the target for the defender is continually changing, making tackling difficult. Notice that the ball must be passed backwards. It is illegal to pass it forward. This means that there are only two ways of moving the ball forward, by kicking or by carrying the ball. When the ball has gone out of the field of play, a line-out is formed. This groups players in two lines at right angles to the sideline. The team that wins the ball moves it from where there are many players to where there are few. Here there is space between opponents. The team can now attack these spaces going forward to score. The score is called a try. For a try, the team receives 5 points. It is called a try because the team can try to score 2 further points by kicking the ball between the goalposts after the try has been scored, giving 7 points in total. In the game, stoppages occur, and this results in restarts. Of the restarts, the most common are scrums and lineouts. A scrum takes place in the field of play after a minor infringement. It takes place where the infringement occurs. The team that has not infringed throws the ball in, which gives them an advantage and results in them usually winning the ball. When the ball goes out of play, it is thrown in at a lineout. The skill in line-out play is in the ability of players to leap into the air and to catch the ball, sometimes with help from teammates. As with scrums, the ball is thrown in by the team that has not infringed. For example, they are not responsible for kicking it off the playing area. As with scrums, the ball is thrown in straight between the two lines of players so that both teams have the opportunity to compete for it. Once the ball has been won, play continues around the field. Players carry the ball forward and passing backwards to each other. When they are stopped, or more precisely tackled by opponents, their teammates get behind them and form a loose scrum, from which the ball is delivered and the attack can continue. This formation resembles a scrum, but players are not in the same position as they would be at a scrum, as this happens dynamically without the referee starting play.
They've taken it over halfway.
In this loose scrum, if the ball is on the ground, it is called a ruck, and when it is off the ground, it is called a maul. Here we see a particularly good maul. The players are bound to each other, on their feet and carrying the ball down the field before it is put on the ground for their players to step over and to continue the attack. In the game, these contests for possession, the scrum, line-out, ruck and maul, occur on many occasions. The scrum occurs when a player mishandles and knocks the ball forward, passes forward, or commits a minor infringement that doesn't affect the play of opponents in a major way. Line-outs occur when the ball has gone out of play. Rucks and mauls are created voluntarily by players. They do so because they have run out of space to attack. By setting up a ruck or maul, space is created to continue the attack, as the defence must stay behind the last player of their team in the ruck or maul.
The Saracens. That was stuff from the Welsh forwards here.
Once the ball has been won, the team that has it can move forward to the goal line in a variety of ways. They may run and carry the ball to the opponent's goal line. They may pass the ball, set up a ruck or maul to create space, and pass to a player in a better position who can carry it down the field. There are many combinations. Here we see a line-out from which the player evades his opponents by outmanoeuvring them. The ball is then passed to a player in space who is then able to score.
Some space. Here they are, some intricate moves.
The ball may also be kicked down the field, picked up and a try scored.
Jones, a real chance here for Wales. There could be a score on the way if Williams can control it.
In this example, the ball is kicked over the goal line and the attacking player beats the defender to the ball to force it to the ground, resulting in a try. Here we see an example of a try being scored, after which the kicker attempts to add 2 further points by kicking the ball over the crossbar and between the goalposts. In doing this, a try, 5 points, is converted into a goal by adding the extra points.
16 stones on the hook. A try for Ben Cohen, his 7th try for England. Johnny Wilkinson of Newcastle. That's just a little chip kick for him, isn't it?
If the ball is caught in the field of play, a player may drop kick the ball over the crossbar, resulting in 3 points being scored. When a player commits a serious infringement, the opposing team is awarded a penalty kick where the infringement took place. If this position is close to the goalposts, then the kicker may kick the ball from the ground over the crossbar. This is called a place kick. For this, the team receives 3 points. When a team is not in possession, they defend by tackling the ball carrier to the ground. To do this, move forward to deny the attacking team space, grasp the ball carrier and take the player to the ground.
To stop, making the most of it, finding the forwards.
When a player is tackled, the ball must be played immediately, allowing players who are on their feet to compete to get hold of the ball.
Wilson, big tackle by Paul Tito. And for Walker. Smack into Brent Thompson. And now it's been frayed away. Here's an opportunity. They'll have to close Jonah down here. Lomu, and he'll go all the way.
Oh, he's got 3 men outside him.
As the ball must be forced on the ground over the goal line to score a try, the tackle can be used to prevent this from happening.
It's a bronze, but he's just held up.
And they've got it again.
Other ways of regaining possession are
Upended.
by picking up the ball that has been dropped by the opposition,
Stringer comes loose by Agara now.
by forcing a player over the touchline. This gives the tackling team the throw-in at the line-out. An accurate throw can lead to the team regaining possession.
Such a powerful tackle by Healy.
By a minor infringement such as a knock-on. This results in a scrum being awarded with the throw-in going to the non-offending team. By catching the ball when an opponent kicks it. Possession of the ball is also regained from a high kick.
And he's a big strong fella. Stimson tackled on his own 10 metres line. Lovely hoof by Austin Healy, who is a bit doubtful for this match.
It's a game already.
By grabbing the ball when the opposition loses control of it.
In comes Burnout Sells, the ball pops out.
The game starts with a kick-off in which the kicking team must remain behind the halfway line and move forward as the ball is kicked to the opposition, who must be at least 10 metres back from the line.
Johnny will stand his grounds.
If the kick-off is shallow, this usually results in a ruck being formed from which play continues. The restart may also occur at the 22-metre line. Here, the ball need not go 10 metres, but it must cross the line. Kick-offs may be shallow, so a team has the opportunity to regain possession as the height of the ball gives players time to contest it. Both kicks may be long, from which they chase and try to prevent the opposition from moving forward.
Will use that to build themselves up. Just thinking publishers around the world will breathe a sigh of relief. It will get them to...
The 22 dropout occurs when the ball is forced over the goal line by the opposition, having been kicked there by their opponents.
Josh Cornfield and another.
The scrum occurs when a player mishandles and knocks the ball forward, passes forward or commits a minor infringement that doesn't affect the play of opponents in a major way.
Moore against Carl Hoft on this side of the scrum in the first spell.
Well, pretty steady scrum.
Stephen Larkham stretches the...
Lineouts occur when the ball has been put over the sideline by a team, the throw-in being given to the opposing team.
Not expected to be a winner.
Miller put in one big hit there. Have got to be aggressive close to that game line.
Malcolm O'Kelly getting a hoosh from Miller.
They are tighter over the ball and a good
Penalties frequently occur around tackles in which the scramble for the ball results in players infringing the game's laws.
As the ball goes in,
Amongst these are
the hooker comes at the side,
players not staying on their side of the ball, players on the ground interfering with play,
A little juggle with their arms now. Does it work? No problem.
players getting offside. This occurs when they get too close to the opposition before the ball is out of scrums, lineouts, rucks and mauls. It can also occur when a player joins in play from in front of the last player in his team to play the ball. When the ball is kicked down the field and caught by a player inside the 22-metre line and that player calls mark, the player is able to kick down the field of play or even tap it and run.
He actually called for the mark.
If you notice again, Morgan Williams from the line out, he catches the ball.
In general, the game is one in which the ball is won by the forwards, then given to the backs, who use it to run into open space and attempt to score a try. If they are unsuccessful in immediately scoring, they can mount an attack by forming a series of rucks or mauls. If supporting players are quick enough at the tackle and the team remains organised, the opportunity for scoring a try will be great.
In a single defensive line right across the pitch, Healy it is. Good, hasn't got it, but in fact Murphy has gone, he's got 10-12 metres inside the 22.
As play develops, forwards and backs become mixed, and as a result forwards may run with the ball like backs do, while backs may join in rucks to make sure their team keeps the ball. The forwards are numbered 1 to 8 and the backs 9 to 15. Here we see examples of this interchange of positions.
Outside of this will be the score for Bernard Sal.
Récupération Gibson, attention à la contre-attaque. Néo-zélandaise et des intervalles dans la défense française.
Ou la passe après le plaquage de Somerville. Il y a du surnombre.
Oui, il y a Mathieu Doupe, mais il y a
des cannes et
c'est un boulevard devant lui qui va marquer. Et oui. La contre-attaque.
It will be Dawson, O'Gara, the Lions supporters going absolutely mad. Morris just needs to give his call. O'Gara on to Bolshaw. Out it goes to Healy. The step, the score.
By position, players may be specialised at some aspects of play. One of these aspects the forwards are involved in are the scrums, in which 8 players bind together as one unit and attempt to push their opponents off the ball in order to win it. Players in the front row are the props with the hooker between them, who hooks the ball back using the foot. They are numbered 1, 2 and 3. Behind them are the 2 locks who push directly on the front row, and around them the loose forwards, numbers 6, 7 and 8. When the ball goes out of play, a line-out is formed. Once again, the forwards contest the ball. Here it is not pushing skills but jumping and catching skills that result in the ball being won and then passed to the backs for an attack. Those who are usually given responsibility for jumping and catching the ball are the locks, numbers 4 and 5, and maybe one of the loose forwards. The back unit are made up of inside backs, the half-back or scrum half, who clears the ball from the source of possession, and the first receiver, who is given various names, the most common of which are out half, fly half or first 5/8, numbers 9 and 10.
Tries the Bosch, it doesn't work. Larkham once more,
The midfield backs, numbers 12 and 13, whose role it is to create space for the other backs to penetrate and score. The midfield backs may carry the ball forward and set up a ruck or maul. Alternatively, they may use their running or passing skills to pass to a player in a better position than themselves.
To Erasmus, delayed the pass for Fleck. Happy to have a go at any old time. Esterhazen, he slips it. Tinnis Delport. Mertens is after him, but he won't get him. That's another one.
When the pass is made, all players back up the ball carrier. The players, once play is underway, have the opportunity of performing all the skills of the game. There is no restriction because of their position as to what they can do once play gets underway. The fullback, number 15, and the two wings, numbers 11 and 14, have the important attacking roles in finishing off opportunities created by those inside them, and also in fielding kicks that are made to the extremities of the field.
Down as far as Andrew Mertens, and Mertens with the kick down as far as Brayton Pulsar.
In attack, the players should go forward, run straight and pass to a player in a better position than themselves to continue play.
Here they go again. Only Latham to beat. Regan's across. He easily beat Latham. And another try coming up here for New Zealand. Alatini.
And Australia being stretched. It's a lovely ball from Tyndall to Perry, and there's Greening stepping inside looking for support. Good stuff from England.
To Healy, missing out Greenwood and Perry to Mark Taylor. Hand off from Taylor and out to Perry to score.
If running and passing opportunities do not exist, the ball may be moved forward by kicking it in the air. A high kick enables members of the kicker's team to run forward and attempt to catch the ball to continue play. As there is only one ball in the game and 30 players, when a team is in attack, one player has the ball and the remaining 14 players in the attacking team support the ball carrier, giving opportunities for attack.
Matty Stewart takes it a bit further. They're over the Italian 10 metres line. Now a chance as Hodge feeds out to Townsend. Lovely run there by Patterson.
In defence, the defending players should run towards the ball carrier in a pattern to make a strong tackle, preventing the attacking team from going forward.
And so they pick Peter Rousseau. That's the halfway line. No score. Voss to Montgomery. Skip one move to Esterhazen. Didn't quite work that. Back comes Esterhazen again. Hayes couldn't quite hold on to him. Good tackle by Stringer though. Once again, it's Fenter to rescue and tidy everything up.
This will result in the attacking players getting frustrated and kicking possession away to the defending players, who can then regain possession and use it to either kick forward or to attack with the ball in hand themselves.
Won't work for him. This is Dempsey. Not in play.
The game is an integrated one in which players in all positions work together to create an opportunity for the one player who is able to cross the try line and score. In defence, it is one in which players work together to regain possession they have previously lost and turn that defence into attack, from which a score can occur.
Another one here today, but this was a team try. This was everybody involved. That was just a finish. Well, that's the start of it, in fact, with Umaga breaking the advantage line, and then it was moved on. Ruben Thorne actually broke it too. Then it's pick and go all day long. Justin Marshall to start with, picked up, I think it was Flavel who did that one, and then again by Cribb setting up the last one. Then it was moved. Watch Tony Brown. Superb in the tackle, offloaded. Jeff Wilson just sitting in the right place. So often he is. What a try.
Falta una hora para que el Vigo Rugby Club juegue el primer partido de su historia en División de Honor.
Nothing's expected of us. Yeah? We've come up from the second division. No one knows anything about us. No one expects us to do any good here. And so it's up, what do we expect from ourselves? It's a new time for us. We've got a new team, a new day, a new opportunity. Yeah? And this team, we're based on hard. You know, the boys put a lot of hard work in, man. I'm proud of you boys. And we're prepared for this.
El principio de muchos finales empieza en un reto, en un juego, en un campo de tierra.
Éramos 3 chicos de Vigo que estábamos estudiando en León y un buen día hablando decimos, ¿por qué ahora cuando vayamos en Navidades a Vigo, cada uno que lleve 10 amigos y hacemos un entrenamiento de rugby? Aparecimos allí esas 33 personas, dio la casualidad de que había otros chicos allí con un balón de rugby. Se hizo ese primer entrenamiento y ahí nació el equipo de rugby.
Jugábamos en campos de tierra, nos teníamos que mover por toda Galicia en coches, 5 o 6 coches uno detrás de otro.
El primero de los coches tenía la obligación de avisar a los de atrás de posibles controles de la Guardia Civil, sobre todo a los que llevaban los palos de las porterías encima.
Nos comimos 105-0, 100 puntos en muchos campos.
Paliza tras paliza, hay viajes de 10 horas en autobús.
Se fue sumando más gente, el proyecto fue creciendo, se fue desarrollando el tema, pues de regional pasas a primera nacional. Yo recuerdo el primer partido que jugamos como equipo en primera nacional, creo que perdimos, si no me equivoco, 43-0. Yo con 18, 19 años, 43 puntos en la espalda y con 13 horas de viaje de retorno, pues te puedes imaginar, digo, esto me va a durar 2 días.
Mientras 30 amigos buscaban el rugby en Galicia, un chico en Nueva Zelanda lo encontraba.
A ball came into my life somehow, a rugby ball, and an old leather one, you know, it would be very, very old. And it was a bit tatty, but I remember I just loved this ball. I used to sleep with it and shine it up and play with it. It was strange, it was a bit of a gift for me because my whole family weren't interested in sport, they weren't interested in rugby, but somehow this ball came in, I don't know where it came from. At that age I was quite lost. I was a little bit lost. I didn't feel that great at school, I didn't feel very good in my family, and actually I found a place where I actually fit, you know, and so it was a place where I could express myself. Just to be there with all my friends, we'd head off every weekend, and it provided that sense of community, of unity as well, of family that I was searching for.
Falta media hora para un partido que nunca antes han jugado, ni en su imaginación.
Yo de aquella ni me planteaba jugar en División de Honor, o sea, me planteaba más adelante llegar a jugar en el equipo B o en el equipo A.
Y te planteabas, tu liga era regional, el objetivo era a lo mejor pues ascender a primera nacional, que ya era pues un logro. Jugué con la selección gallega, también llegué a debutar con la selección española junior y realmente creía que eso eran mis objetivos, ¿no? Que había cumplido los objetivos que esperaba del rugby.
Todos teníamos el objetivo de algún día, nuestros hijos, nuestros nietos.
El rugby que ellos soñaban era ya una realidad para Norm.
That was the beginning of a big change for me, you know, from playing rugby 11 years for the love of it, amateurly, and then at the beginning of a professional career. 10 years playing for the Crusaders.
Well, young Norman Maxwell is one who has impressed me over the last couple of years.
And then five seasons of that I've played for the All Blacks.
Los All Blacks, la selección de rugby de Nueva Zelanda, quizá la más importante y poderosa del mundo. Más de 100 años de tradición y un color, el negro, como símbolo de luto por el equipo rival. El orgullo de un país. Y para los jugadores, el mayor honor, pero también la mayor responsabilidad.
When it turned professional, they employed all the CEOs and the business people, and they saw rugby from a different way. They started to see it as figures. It wasn't easy at times because if you went out, a lot of times you get a lot of people coming at you, and it can be uncomfortable, you know. When you become very successful at something, you can get a lot of people sort of in terms of projections. They sort of come at you, you know, and some people live their life through other people. You know, and so you feel a lot of that too, because all of a sudden I was a rugby player, and all of a sudden I got all these other responsibilities that I didn't even understand. You know, I had to do these speeches in front of schools, and man, I couldn't even speak. I couldn't string 2 words together, so you got thrown in the deep end, really. And then all of a sudden, people start to change towards you, which was interesting for me, because I'm the same person as I was a couple of years ago, and now because I'm playing for this team, I'm no different, you know. If you haven't had a strong family structure, it's difficult because all of a sudden you're a little lost. Why should we be treated any differently? You know, and so New Zealand with the public can be, I don't know, in a way I don't think it's fair, you know. So that's really difficult to deal with, especially when you're 20, you know, and so for me, it was really hard for me to deal with that, you know, and it did. I had to a lot of coping strategies around that. And I think that's where I think I started drinking a little bit, which helped me out with that. You know, sometimes, especially when you went out, had a few drinks, and that was one way that I learned to cope with the pressure, you know.
Nor fue All Black en 36 ocasiones. Vencido por las lesiones, en 2006 pone fin a una carrera que en su caso simboliza lo cruel de algo tan deseado en el mundo del deporte: llegar a lo más alto.
What did it take away? Well, I think that rugby itself didn't take anything away from me, you know. But I think that people in charge of rugby, the people that were in charge of the professional rugby, took some things from me. You know, they took the love, they took the love out of the sport for me.
Es verano de 2010. El equipo ha estado a punto de bajar a tercera división.
Ese año nos salvamos de milagro.
Pasamos momentos muy difíciles, económicamente estuvimos a punto de desaparecer y quizás el punto de inflexión es el mantener la categoría, y efectivamente hay una reunión en la que nos planteamos el hacer algo grande, el contactar con un fichaje como puede ser David Monreal.
David es español, pero jugó sus últimos años en Nueva Zelanda. Tuvo tiempo para participar en la edición de Gran Hermano de aquel país. Dentro de la casa conoció a la que en ese momento era la novia de Norm.
Y bueno, la conocí ahí y hablando allí, pues luego un día que quedamos conocí a Norm y enseguida conectamos. Siempre decía en broma, si algún día vuelves para allí a España de entrenador, pues si eso podemos estar juntos, porque yo creo que podemos hacer un buen grupo de trabajo y tal.
David acepta la oferta del Vigo y dice que se trae a un All Black.
Nos pareció una broma.
Y todo el mundo dice, ¿a qué va a venir un All Black aquí?
¿Cómo vamos a traer nosotros un All Black? Esto es un rugby gallego, limitado, con pocos recursos.
De dinero me comentó que quería, dice, con tal que pueda pasar un mes para vivir, dice, lo que gana la gente, una persona trabajadora, un sueldo medio.
Yo recuerdo cuando fui a buscarlo al aeropuerto de Porto, ¿no? Y me dice que, bueno, ¿cuántas personas vienen a vernos al estadio? Y yo les digo, bueno, a ver, entre amigos, familiares, algún aficionado y la directiva, bueno, yo creo que 100 llegamos, ¿eh? ¿Y a ti cuántos te han visto? Que me decía, bueno, en Australia tengo el récord del partido que más se ha visto en toda la historia del rugby, que son 97.000 personas, Australia, Nueva Zelanda, y yo jugué ese partido.
That was really important for me to come to a place that plays from a place of love, because I understand from that place some really beautiful things can happen. Yeah?
Faltan 15 minutos. Las innumerables lesiones impidieron a Nor debutar como jugador. Junto a David, forma un tándem que conoce el mercado de jugadores de Nueva Zelanda a la perfección. De allí se traen a una futura promesa, Ricky Tukaki. Otros llegaron de otra forma. El club recibe un mail de un jugador australiano que quiere venir a Vigo. Le dicen que no será posible, que no hay más fichas para extranjeros. El chico se llama Carlos Blanco.
My dad went to Australia looking for a better opportunity, for more work, and worked all around Australia, and he ended up in Sydney, and that's where he met my mum. So my father's Gallego and my mother's Maori, and when I say that to people, they often go, really? It's a strange mix.
Así que es español. Podrá venir si acredita un mínimo nivel. Le piden un currículum.
Y nos envió efectivamente un currículum deportivo en el que nos decía que había sido internacional sub-16 con Australia, sub-18 y subcampeón del mundo sub-20. Claro, le dijimos, Carlos, coge la maleta y vente.
Un año después es el capitán del equipo e internacional por España, y está más cerca de Pobra de Tribes, el pueblo de Orense del que es su padre. El pasado, la razón por la que vino.
It's part of my blood, it's who I am, so I really wanted to come over here to experience that. I was going to be close to my family, able to play at a high enough level to really enjoy my rugby, and it just clicked, and ever since, it's been the right decision.
Quizá no pensó lo mismo Ricky, sobre todo los primeros días, cuando descubrió cómo trabaja un equipo no profesional.
Starting training at 8:30 was always pretty difficult for me, or at the start it was. That's usually the time we finish training at home, and going through to like 10:30, 11 was different. Getting used to having dinner at 11:30, going to sleep at 1 was a bit of a shock for me at the start, but I guess I got used to it.
De los 32 jugadores que componen la plantilla, solo 6 son profesionales. Al resto, antes de entrenar, les toca currar.
Yo ahora mismo no soy profesional de rugby, pero vivo para el rugby. Cuando me ven entrar y que no digo nada, pues ya te dicen como, oye, ¿qué? Otra vez perdisteis, mira que sois malos. Esa es la frase.
Nadie como Chema e Iñaki pueden explicar mejor el sacrificio que supone una pasión como la suya.
Salir de casa a las 8 de la mañana, un poco antes, y volver a las 11:30, 12 menos cuarto, cuando acaba el entrenamiento. Tienes que prescindir o dejar un poco de lado otras cosas para poder hacerle frente a esto.
Lo que Paco hace por el rugby son sobre todo kilómetros, los que separan Ferrol de Vigo.
200 kilómetros más o menos para venir a entrenar de ida, y después nos queda la vuelta por la noche, que o sea, a veces se hace mejor la vuelta que la ida. Hay menos tráfico. Lo malo es que llegamos tarde. Yo llego más o menos a casa eso de la 1:30 algún día.
La 1:30 es la hora a la que Gustavo empieza a trabajar los fines de semana. Es portero de discoteca. Norm tiene equipo. El equipo tiene un All Black.
Supongo que los primeros días de Norm en Vigo habrán sido difíciles e incluso trágicos.
Manos up, when you're catching the ball, manos up, create the target.
Yo estoy seguro que en su interior habrá pensado, ¿a dónde he venido? ¿Qué hago aquí?
Seguro. De hecho, le ves la cara a él o a alguno de los compañeros que llegaron, como Carlos o Ricky, y dirían, Dios mío, ¿a dónde hemos venido?
It was a little bit of a shock. Definitely a different level coming over here at the start.
Esto es el fin del mundo del rugby.
I did as well, yeah.
Cuando vino aquí, vio lo cabestros que éramos, que alguno a lo mejor no sabía ni pasar para un lado.
Thing locked in there, and it's just getting some purchase on the ball and flicking it, yeah? I remember was one of the first drills that we ever did, and it was just a simple 5 men versus 5 men, and a 5 and 5 on each side, and then you pass the ball along the line, boom, boom, boom. And the boys couldn't get through it once. They kept dropping the ball and dropping the ball and dropping the ball. It's up there, boom, boom, boom. You're starting to catch it like this. I wonder we're fucking dropping the ball all the time. Ah! No one wants to drop the ball on purpose. And so what was happening was just that these boys are so anxious, you know, and so it was the fear of dropping the ball that was actually creating it. But the skills were there, the heart was there.
En el entrenamiento de hoy, Norm pide que 2 hombres carguen con el peso de 5 compañeros. Que lo hagan como quiera. Ganará el que llegue más lejos.
Approaches rugby and life in a very different way. He makes you realise rugby is not only about what's happening on the field or the physical side of things or your skills. A lot of it's in your head as well, and the mental side of things.
Chicos, and so what that teaches us is that sometimes when we play, we have to carry guys. When you don't talk, we've got to carry you. When you don't look after yourself, we've got to carry you. When you don't do the things you need to do, we've got to carry you.
Como que viven una burbuja de otro tipo de vivencias del rugby, ¿no?
Siempre hemos trabajado mucho la parte física, la parte técnica y táctica. Y la parte, digamos, mental espiritual del deporte nunca se había tocado. Cuando llegan Norm y David ponen al mismo nivel esas cuatro patas, ¿no?
And sometimes your mate will be down and we'll have to carry him, but we'll do that. Yeah.
First couple of times I was listening to him speak, I was going, who is this hippie and what's he talking about? But after you listen to him and you actually take in what he's saying, you realise all of it is true.
When you talk from, well, I found that when you talk from your heart, people tend to listen, you know? And so that's my job, is to be connected and to be as clear as I can and to speak from my feelings.
Comienza la temporada. Nadie contaba con ellos. Fueron subiendo. El premio llega en forma de fase de ascenso. 2 partidos y estarán en un lugar que nunca jamás pensó en ellos. La División de Honor.
Esa parte espiritual, mental del deporte se concentra fundamentalmente en los últimos 10 minutos del partido de vuelta.
Defensa estoica allí, en 5 metros, parando los ataques de CRC.
Donde el equipo apretó, supo sufrir, se supo sacrificar.
Casi de espaldas al campo, oí el pitido final del árbitro y un clamor.
The emotions, especially with the players who had been around for so long, just to see what they had built come to fruition. It was amazing. It was really amazing.
En ese momento estábamos Chema y yo agarrados y viendo ese momento. José Mario, hemos llegado hasta aquí.
I suppose they didn't realise how much potential they had at the beginning, you know. And so at the end, no, it's not a miracle. They earned it.
Es la alegría de ver a los que no están en el campo, a los que lo han vivido fuera, que parece que como si lo hubieran conseguido con nosotros. Pues yo creo que nos llenó más casi que el propio ascenso nuestro.
Se vive con un poco de envidia, un poco de... Y si estuviese allí, si no lo hubiese dejado, pues mi vida ahora es otra. Algunos compañeros empezaron a decirme, bueno, ¿y por qué no vuelves? Y bueno, empezó así un poco como una broma. Y bueno, pues yo me voy a Barajas, me monto en el avión a Dublín. Y pues eso, como iba yo solo, pues me empiezo a preguntar, ¿y por qué no vuelvo, no? O sea, ¿qué me ata aquí realmente para no volver?
Mientras Meu medita su futuro, en el autobús de regreso a Vigo ocurre algo. Los jugadores cambian la fiesta por el silencio.
The connection. So the connection between everybody. So with the actions, with the words, it's bringing everybody into one. And so it's a pretty powerful thing. And that's when I think people, they look at it, they don't understand it, but they feel something special happening. It's an interesting thing because you grow into the haka. Because when you first do it, you know, you're a little bit shy, but then you bring yourself, you bring yourself, you bring yourself.
Empezó como un evento de fiesta, pero poco a poco, viviendo la intensidad de Norm y la seriedad con la que lo hacía, el respeto fue absoluto, porque entendían perfectamente el mensaje que Norm pretendía transmitir a los jugadores. Y ahora me siento obligado a demostraros que yo también os respeto y que esto va para vosotros.
Antes de aterrizar en Dublín, Meu ya sabe que volverá a Vigo.
He renunciado a un buen puesto de trabajo en Dublín, en una multinacional, y bueno, pues a una vida que tenía allí ya montada después de casi 4 años. pues al final llegué a la conclusión de que esto es, bueno, se suele decir un tren que pasa solo una vez en la vida y que la verdad que no me lo quería perder.
Faltan 5 minutos para debutar en División de Honor, cuando en el vestuario estalla una contagiosa alegría que se transforma en euforia. Sucede a veces que lo mejor de un final es lo que está a punto de empezar.